Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing great today. Today I'm going to be showcasing the Robberies script from FearlessStudios. So, basically it's pretty simple. There's a huge config file so you can configure every single thing to your heart's content. And there's a massive update around the corner as well, at the time of recording this anyway, which is September 16th, 2025. So, yeah, anyway. So the robbery script comes with a bunch of robbable models by default. By default, you can rob cash registers, ATMs, and safes. And I will show all of that in this video. Anyway, starting with cash registers, you can come up to any register that is by default. So basically any game register, for the most part, should be robbable. If you happen to find one that is not, you can definitely add it if you wish to. It is not hard to do. It's all in the config files of examples and everything's there. And if you need more help, we do have a support Discord server that you can join to get help with it. So, if you come in here and you press G, now this text prompt can be hidden via config options. But if you hit G, you will start to rob the cash register. First you gotta lockpick it open. And then after a random duration, that will start. And robbery in progress will show up. And you will now start grabbing. Now, I will say, it is pretty nice. For this, you also collect money over time, instead of collecting it all at the end. Which means if you press X to bail, you get whatever money you have collected up until that point. In that case, it was $92. Now, that's how those work. Now, for anything that uses a drill, you don't get the money until the drilling has 100% finished. If you bail early, you get nothing. And that's because, obviously, before the drilling is done, you wouldn't have whatever the thing you're drilling is open yet. So you wouldn't actually be able to get any money. One example being ATMs. So if you come up to this, you also have my money script there, but that's in another video. You can press the G to rob the ATM, and you begin drilling it. Or a drill minigame will come up on your screen. Now, if you're not a fan of minigames and you prefer the timer-based option, there is going to be a config option in the coming update here shortly that will allow you to go to a timer-based instead of doing minigame based as it currently is by default. Now it will still be by default drill based and minigame based, but you can change it in the coming update. So anyway, moving on to this, we can start drilling, and you have your drill speed, your controls, and everything at the top right there. It will start progressing forward. Now I am going to show one feature that this has that is pretty funny. Now this can be toggled off if you don't like it for your server. I just think it's pretty funny when it happens if people don't know about it. So, if you overheat the drill by drilling too fast for too long, the drill will overheat and then you have to wait a cooldown time, as you can see. Okay, it is now cooled down. So, let's say, now you can see it's flashing yellow because that overheat tolerance was 1. And we have already used up 1 overheat. Now you can change this, there's config options to change this. But let's just say the person didn't realize and they overheated the drill again. This is the part that can be toggled off. The drill will explode if you overheat it more than the overheat tolerance. So if the overheat tolerance in that case was, well, 1, then if you overheat it 2 times, then it blows up because the drill destroys itself. It doesn't really do much damage to you. The damage will come from hitting anything that you hit when getting flung back, or getting set on fire from the fire there. But either way, I think it's a pretty just funny little Easter egg we added. And if you want to keep it, you can. And if you don't as a server and you want to remove that, then you most definitely can. It also adds a bit of a challenge as well. Anyway, they're all the same. You rob, once you complete, you get money. Pretty simple. They also all have cooldowns, and these cooldowns are synced between players. So if there's someone standing right next to you, you will both see the same cooldown. So on to show you what a safe looks like. Okay, so we are in a back room of an MLO I have, and here's a safe. You can walk up to it, go to rob the safe, and here you are. Same difference. You can also configure in the configuration file how much money you get from these minimum and maximums, how much time they take, all that different stuff. It is very, very configurable. And like I said, there is a massive update coming around the corner, at least at the time of filming this. In this one, I will speed up the time so that you guys don't have to sit through this whole thing to watch a drill. Alrighty, so now we're at the end, and there we go. I just collected $6,081. Pretty simple. And these do have a much longer cooldown, because they give more money. Again, cooldown can all be configured in the config file. So that is Robberies, and I will show a little sneak peek right here of the update that's coming. Hope you guys enjoy.